GWM, go with more. GWM, go with more. GWM, go with more.
Hello， 大家好，欢迎大家来到长城汽车官方直播间环塔拉力赛的现场，我是主播南希，在我身边的就是咱们的核心。
Hello everyone, we arrived at the GWM official live broadcast at Baoding, China. My name is Nancy, and hello to all friends in the live broadcast room. Today we're going to be covering the SS10 stage. As you can see, we are live streaming. Today, the main reason is that our departure point is very close, just outside Daying, that's right. So actually, some of our drivers already locked their doors left. Yes, to go and queue up. This route is very hard. Very tough because the endurance is particularly long. We encountered a fuel shortage of the sand. So today I borrowed a lot of cars.
Stage again, very long stage, almost 7-hour race. The sand is very soft and the car, everything is more hard for everything. Last kilometer the temperature is go very high and then I needed to stop to repair, finish the very hard station, but that's the idea. Finish every day, every stage.
I feel like this route is much harder than SS5. I have stopped 5 times and get rescued 4 times. No, as long as there's a car in need, I'll stop for them, and I know driving straight towards the ring tower. Hello everybody, welcome back. In the past 3 games, 39 races is also the longest our second half of the season. Our entire second half of the season. What about the actual result of the 66 kilometers? Let's Mr. He accompany us reviewing everything, shall we? What was the performance of the team during the SS9 season? It can be said that the GWM group have achieved a complete victory. How did they win this first place in the award? It's Wang Huijun from the 261st session, and the result has also propelled him to the 3rd place in terms of overall standings. That's right, the other driver ranked 2nd is Zhao Qichang, who's driving with a score of 300. While ranked 3rd is currently in the 1st place in total points Li Yan, in the 4th place and Nissan, who is now only 21 minutes away from Carviglia. There is also Team Yao, which everyone loves very much. In the previous race segment, Yao was ranked 6th, closing following Li Jiang. And Huang Dongxu is ranked 8th and 10th, so if we arrange 10 cars for the 9th race segment, 8 of them will come from GWM Group. Among these 8 cars, there are 5 models. Can I say that I achieved a great victory in the SS9 stage? That's right. So after 9 rounds of competition, we quickly introduced the current rankings in terms of total cumulative points. Since the 10th round is likely to be the most critical round for deciding the outcome of the next few rounds, Nancy will introduce it to you. So our past segment is from SS1 to SS9. We made a shuffle for our achievement. Nico Cavillaso still holds the top spot, the overall lead role for 38 hours 38 minutes. Then just now teacher Mr. He said our Nissan is actually very close to Nico's level, just 21 minutes away, currently located at 2nd T2. In Group 1, I'm already in the 1st place. As for the 3rd place, our Mr. Ma made a small mistake in the previous race segment. However, after the race, he did not incur any major penalty times. Yes, so his ranking has dropped a bit, but it doesn't have a significant impact. Currently ranked 3rd in the T2 leaderboard. Our teacher, our Mr. Wang Huijun, congratulations to them. Currently, it is the 42nd out 32 hours and 33 minutes. Actually, there's quite a big gap between him for nearly 4 hours, but I also believe that Mr. Wang Huijun will give it all in his home game today. Ranked 5th in the top tier of T2, it is now 44 hours and 2 minutes, but he is actually only half an hour away from 4th place. It's very fortunate, so I hope everyone can also cheer for our GWM team. Mr. Ma, yesterday in the last 100 kilometers of the 9th stage of the previous race segment, there were some issues, so he ran very hard. But it was very tenacious, and the success that we reached the finish line. So after these few stages, there are only 3 or 4 more stages left, which are numbered 10, 10, and 20. Among these 4 stages, there is actually one stage, which is stage 11, and actually very short. It's only 21 kilometers, but there are 400 kilometers of driving ahead. This is a completely different rhythm. So for the drivers, the driving sections that we introduced earlier can also be considered races sections, right? So only the driver and the navigator can drive the car to the starting point of the SS stage, but the 11 stages should not cause too much change in overall pattern. And then that is SS12 stage is 324 km. On the surface, the distance seems very long, but among the 4 crucial stages, the decisive one, or what everyone anticipates to be the decisive stage, is today's 10th stage. Therefore, today's performance is of utmost importance. Moreover, after this race, our current ranking may change significantly. Why is today's stage considered a decisive one? The main reason is that most of the stage is desert terrain, which is very familiar to drivers like Niki Sasuari. It is also very familiar to Chinese drivers in our country and gives us an advantage. Indeed, compared to other drivers, it's especially for the first-time foreign drivers coming here to compete. They might be a bit unfamiliar, especially like Kovalainen, who now should be focusing on stability and avoiding big mistakes. In such situation, an opportunity for 0 points comes up. Everyone knows the current N39 league is also known as the Devil's segment because after being featured on the Tour de France from 2019 and becoming famous overnight, the stage have been extremely difficult. The current rate of new riders is very high because in the area of Megantic, 90% of the territory is desert. Ms. Nissan mentioned that foreign drivers indeed have an advantage on the Gobi section. However, if they came to the sandy areas and then head home, today's competition is quite different, especially since Mr. Nissan hasn't participated in the Tour of Hanoi before, right? Yes, but coming to compete the Tour of Hanoi the first time is quite an experience. For people who haven't already participated in some of the Tour of Hanoi races, today can be said to be an advantage. Additionally, as I just mentioned, today's race actually took us through a large loop in the desert area of Megantic before returning to our camp for the day. The entire route design is very distinctive, with 52 waypoints and 42 hidden navigation aids along the way. There is a safe space flight aspect. And then the most special part is that we were 5 controls and worked properly during today's competition, which was also true for this year's entire Tower Challenge. The longest section of political waypoints, which we rarely saw in the previous legs or only had 1 or 2 in total, now has 5 today. Let me introduce to you how waypoints are controlled and how they differ from other waypoints. Whether they are safety waypoints or hidden waypoints, as long as you're within a radius of 1 kilometer from this waypoint, the arrow on your navigation will appear, guiding you to its passing radius. This is to say, safe range to effective radius navigation points is 30 meters, while hidden range is 90 meters. 500 is close. The waypoint will only be displayed if you passed it. Therefore, as much as 5 waypoints in today's race, which is a test to the drivers. So far, for today's navigation. Now we just saw our Mr. Zhang Jianfeng, the sword edge warrior. Let's interview him a little bit. Okay, also there's number 262, where we saw Mr. Ma Tao speaking for a few words. First, hello, Mr. Zhang. I heard about this stage. Many people say that it should be the last one with a relatively difficult level before the race ends. And it's also a segment where Chinese drivers tend to perform well. So it should be the desert section, right? Yes, it's also the whole race. Basically, if you want to see changes in the results, this stage is your last chance. And moreover, I noticed that there are 5 different waypoints listed on the route book. So there is no policy comparison. But besides the desert section, there are also changes in course direction, which is also a great test for navigators. We know this problem has occurred in previous races. In the past, a bunch of cars followed the lead car, and when the lead car made mistakes, everyone makes the same mistakes together. The organizers of this race, who were designed by officials from last year, cause you to get lost when designing the track course. This is also a part of the game. The first 8 kilometers, rentless. There are going to be some half-roads that are more troublesome because the first control waypoint is located at 7 km away. It is possible that I get lost on the first waypoint. Probably not, for today's track ahead, which is a bit of the sandy road with many broken sections. The lost place should be in the middle or the later half. where there seem to be significant changes. That's right, you mentioned a numb. It might be understood by professionals at first hearing. We would like to ask, what does sand master role mean? Let me explain. After we completed the sand-penetrating highway in this desert, since wind and sand can move, when the dunes move, they block the road surface. A sand hill has formed on the road surface in the case since the sand is soft. When you touch the ground, it becomes hard. Therefore, it causes significant damage to the vehicle. This is why we often encounter such situations during these race segments. It's also a very serious test for our vehicle's chassis. So, only by doing so can the previous impact hit our direction. But the chassis wasn't damaged, which ensures you can finish the race. Moreover, throughout today's journey, it seems there is water on the left at a distance of 91 km. So when you encounter such sections, what do you need to be careful about while driving? There are also sections with water. Try to close the door as soon as you see the water. And there's one last question. What does it mean by hard surface road? So there are alkaline patches on this desert beach, which appear grayish white and very hard due to their color. Either it's very hard, causing significant damage if it collides with your car, or after many cars have passed by, but they chipped away, and a hard shell on top. That's why we see so many sugar-coated hulls with white fillings like this. Once the hard shell is broken, it becomes very soft underneath, and when the hard shell is intact, it's very hard. Just to say, it's too extreme, so it's actually quite troublesome for us to actually dispatch trains at stations. The attackers behind us have already destroyed our roads, so that's what's happening behind us. The resistance can be significant, and when vehicles are in a chaotic state, it can be confusing for you, especially at clear intersections. If you are the vehicle behind, you need to make some judgments, but when there are many interactions and vehicles are in disarray, it can lead to navigational confusion. With so many vehicles, you don't know which one to follow or who to ask to directions from. So in cross-country racing, the Mr. Zhang explained and analyzed for us fully demonstrates that one should not think about barren deserts as a place where you can run anywhere. So I'm still going to keep up today, so just like this. Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you for your hard work. Keep up the good work. And there we have Mr. Ma, who is actually very crucial because his current ranking in terms of points is quite high. Hello, Mr. Ma. So in 92, there were those small mistakes. So just talk to you. He mentioned that we Chinese drivers have the biggest. I've been driving on this route for many times. I'm pretty confident about today's route. As it's a rest day, our car is still in a pretty good condition, so I'm pretty confident about this. How many times have you driven on the route N39? It's at least 60 times, I would say. So whatever situation you met on the road, it should be a big problem for you. As long as we have good mindset and the car condition is good, it should be nice. Do you have a deadline in mind to achieve something? How long might it take for you to finish if everything goes smoothly? Well, that's easy to say because the track changes every year. I hope we'll be successful. Definitely, what is the difficulty? The difficulty lies in the structure, desert-like structure. The first half might account for 6 out of 10. So 30 to 60% of the points are deducted for this. What should I do today? It seems that there are swimming control measures in the place. So I'm pretty sure I won't get lost today. So you have the full confidence about the GPS. So the teamwork between me and my navigator becomes smoother and smoother. He's doing very well as well. We are getting better and better about finding our own conditions. This preparation is always precious. This is really not easy, because the production cars used in this year's Tour de Sanya Put competition needed a process to adapt to them. But they weren't right, and another one is, we still require some time for running in before the goal. However, having just gone through these 9 stages, your cumulative performance is already at the top level, which truly makes you the king of Ningxia. Who gave me this nickname that? And why did you invite me alone? Everyone has a very gossiping question, so your name is Ningxia Wang. And what about your uncle? We all know that Mr. Ma Huilong's uncle is actually a very senior rally singer in China, who has also raced many times. So for example, my uncle is like a nephew to him. It's like my childhood friend who looks like my uncle, and actually my uncle's sense of style have brought me a lot of confidence. So we wish you the best in today's competition. Keep it steady, keep it smooth. Thank you. This is quite amazing. I believe that today's performance should be a good performance. So the whole length for today's competition is not actually low. So for him, he might be able to take some advantage from it. It's very confident. I've run here 5 or 6 times already. He said that his control waypoint is only 200 meters, and then he immediately felt should be just a sprinkle of water for him. There is not much chance of getting lost, but you can see that there is a point between 8 and 32 km. About 24 kilometer walk, which I managed to complete this morning after the live broadcast. If there are so many options for this car. So let's go interview Mr. 251 Faris. Just one moment. And then the people who come to the live broadcast room also hope everyone can not leave. Today's our SS live competition segment. We've come to the N39 McCarthy circuit for the first time. He had previously achieved...
Yeah, fine. The first thing, thank you very much all the mechanics that in this moment we have the car after the problems the last day. So happy because it's a new opportunity for us to enjoy, to improve for ourselves with this machine. I'm very happy. Every day better, and yeah, only happy to start this stage.
那我问他呢，今天感觉怎么样？他感觉到非常的开心，他要感谢所有的车队的后勤保障以及机械师给他准备好了这辆赛车。他说之前的一个赛段呢碰到了一些困难，但是现在他已经完全准备好了，非常的开心，能够在今天呢重新的来出发。
How are you feeling today? Since we'll be very happy, wanted to thank all the team's logistics who support us as well as the mechanics who prepared this for him. He mentioned that during the one previous race segment, they encountered some difficulties, but he is prepared, very happy to be able to set off again.
But nothing, 30 kilometers at the end of the special. Before at the end of the special, the car was stopped, and in this point, need to. Then is a new car. It's normal. These things, this race is super to understand what problems we can have in the future. So I think that in the future this car will be perfect. We are here to train and to test.
他说呢 SS9 赛段其实刚开始的时候他们的速度是非常快的，而且跑得
So he said in the beginning of SS9, the speed is actually really high, and then some issues occur, so he cannot finish the whole journey.
所以经过这样的考验之后呢，把整个
But he said that
能够挖掘出来
after such a
这样对未来的
test,
比赛也是非常有帮助的。那你有
which
什么问题
prevents him
要问他吗
from finishing, completing the race.
SS6, and today's stage or called the Devil stage. So did they live up to this name?
Yeah, no. At the end, always you try to give your 100%, always positive. In life, I appreciate a lot this opportunity with ZWM. At the end, when all the people give your maximum, you are happy. So now we have this opportunity to enjoy 4 days more, no? To improve and nothing day a day. I don't want to think with another things. Only focus with day a day.
Yeah， 那刚才呢，南希也问啊，这个第
So Nancy is just asking the 5th or 6th, and today's segment will be considered as a devil's segment. How did he think about of this
他
name?
每一天呢都是有一种积极的心态，他可能后面
Farah said that, in fact, he probably meant the upcoming races, so he has an optimistic attitude every day. Perhaps he won't think about the past. He also feels that the support from the entire team is strong enough, and the car's preparation is also very good. So he's still very
difficult for
positive.
your driving.
Yeah, in this sport, I mean, here in Taklimakan Rally, you need to stay focused. Kilometer 1 from 1 until the last. If you only 1 second you think with another thing, maybe the wheel, maybe, then is when you grow. So every kilometer is super important. Every kilometer.
他自己说，其实他感受在今年的
He's saying that feels like to this year's Taklimakan Rally,
100%的专注，一直到
you need to focus from the first 1 km. You need to be 100% focused all the time
秒钟去想我
until the end of the game.
那就有可能
Throughout the whole process,
下之意，我的理解，
if you distracted for 1 second, if you think for 1 second, if you're tired, something going wrong, you cannot finish the game.
About that, sorry, can you?
You've got so many Chinese fans now.
Yeah.
So could you please say something to our audience?
No, the first thing I want to say, ni hao, all the people from China, because I appreciate a lot the people when you go here to say hello, the children, the old people, is incredible. So it's our first time here. We enjoy a lot, and so only want to say that thank you very much. I love China. I love the people. So thank you.
Oh, we love you too.
说呢是希望法雷斯能够跟我们大家说一些，尤其是
So we wish Faris can share something with us, especially he owns so many Chinese friends now.
听明白了，他很爱这个国家，很爱我们。
I believe everyone can have understood that he loves this country, he loves China. The first time he comes to this country,
Right? But for me, the best important is the way. The way means people, the team, the fans, the cultures. Now China, no? So for me, it's very important to enjoy now here with China to understand how is your country and love maximum your people and your country.
他自己也说呢，到这边来比赛，实际上是一部分。更重要的一点呢，
so himself is saying it's one part coming to China to do the competition, but the more important thing is he's met so many people, all the people around him. He got so many support and got friends. So it's about enjoyment and experiment of the friendly that he feel when he's here. So he feel very
谢谢
happy.
你好 Do you have any Chinese capability you can?
Capability.
Another Chinese word.
I think. Well, but no, I think now for us around the world, we see only you guys. China is the number one.
Yeah.
In cars, motorbikes, technology, and then we need to improve a lot about you. So no words, a lot of things I need to improve.
我问他还会说其他的中文。
I'm asking if he know any other Chinese words.
就是他感受到了现在中国的
The most important thing is he feel the rise of China. It feels like you're already ranking top one in the world. A lot of the things is the top notch of the world, including the car industry and technology. So he feel like himself a lot of things learn from us.
In China, if you want together, say something, but together, eh?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
What I want is you teach us one sentence in Spanish.
Okay.
I want to learn.
Okay. I need to think one sentence in Spain. Okay. Súper feliz de estar aquí en China, conocer este gran mundo y con ello estas personas. Muchas gracias. Come on.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Means 加油.
Means 谢谢.
Oh, okay. Together.
Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Bravo. Thank you. Enjoy the race. Muchas gracias.
1秒钟的记忆。
我是鱼。
中国人的4级能力还是很好的，就是忘得快。
There's only 1 second of memories.
应该是这样。所以呢，今天的比赛啊，我们
It
大家
should
都
be
反
like
复听
this.
到了一个名字叫麦盖提。
So about today's competition, we heard about this name, Magati, many times.
其实你是可以最
I quickly introduce it to you. If you get the chance, come over
有一句
here.
俗语叫做不到喀什。
You should be experienced. If you feel like you want to go Xinjiang, there's a saying that goes, you won't understand until you've been to Kashi.
不算跑过环塔。
You haven't really been to. There is another thing, which is you haven't run N339. It doesn't count as having run the Tour de France.
对，那麦盖提这个地方呢，我们
I need. So, hello, Rebecca.
Yeah, I'm great. So, what's your expectation for the race today?
So
We both know you are really good and you are really fast,
Yes,
but you
thank
experience some difficulties today.
Yes.
This year.
yeah, we are facing some difficulties due to some managing of the battery, but I will work more
Yeah.
because the car goes really good in the dunes and she go through like difficult part pretty good. So once we got it the battery, we will be on top of everything.
那么我也问他呢，就是今年在比赛当中。
So as I was asking her in today's competition, she have some frustration, and her herself admit that there is some frustration exists. It's about some battery control, but it's all solved. It's all solved the problem.
If you have a Chinese TikTok or any other Chinese platforms, you will know you got so many Chinese fans. they love you so much.
Really, thank you. Actually, yesterday night I put a video on WeChat because I saw a lot of video of my car, but I would like the people send it to me because I cannot share otherwise. So I'm searching videos.
他自己也说呢，他说他发现呢，很多朋友呢都在
She says she found out a lot of people share on WeChat and Weibo is related to her car. So she's asking for the videos of her own car. So the people who's watching this live broadcast, if you have any videos about her, you are welcome to send the videos to her. I believe there will be a lot of videos upcoming.
Stage, what's your expectation for
So
SS10?
today is a very hard stage because it's audience is predicted, and that's where we have the most problem for our car. When the stage is mixed, the car goes pretty good. It recharges, it does everything she needs to. When it's whole dunes, we have some difficulties, so we will expect a very tough day in front of us, but we will try to make it through.
他自己也说呢，实际上在硬质路面当中，它的车辆的状态是非常好的。但是碰到一些大的沙丘的话，
on a rough surface road, her car's condition is quite good, but on the soft sand, it feels much more challenging.
So as a female driver, especially a rally driver, you have experienced quite a long time on driving. So physically, do you think it's a disadvantage compared to some strong muscle male driver?
Well, definitely physically there are some disadvantages. I mean, men can hold more fatigue than what actually women do. So that's why I train a lot in back home. I train twice a day, every day, to close the gap. So I'm okay now. I think I hold on pretty much as the other, and that's all you need to do, like work, work, work.
所以刚才我也问她呢，就是女性车手跟男性车手。
So I was asking her, compared to male drivers, female driver, is it facing disadvantages in terms of physical ability? And then she admit that it is slightly worse than the male driver physical, but she trains very hard, has long-term physical training sessions every 2 days, lasting for a really long time. Therefore, have no problem compared to the other male drivers.
Thank you.
Including her.
Thank you so much.
So, what advice would you give to some young girls who want to be a rally driver?
That it would take time, and you will need to swallow a lot of bitter things.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you have passion for this and the courage to start, sure you will make it through. It's not easy, of course, but if it was easy, everybody would have done, no?
Yeah. 她自己也说呢，刚才南希问呢，就是说能不能给
Herself is saying that when Nancy is asking her, is there any good advice of the female who wants to become a rally driver? And then she said that indeed rallying requires long-term and arduous training and participation in the competitions. There will be many hardships and difficulties during the process, but if you love it, you should be able to preserve with this passion. I believe it's an important message she wants to convey. Additionally, in her final summary, she also said that if it's something that is easy, then everyone will do it, and there's no meaning. She feels like a very vivid person. It will be a tough and difficult sections for all of the drivers today. So this, yes, you can see the Tour of Towers can be extremely challenging. But you can see that this is the charm that rally brings. There's no giving up, and I didn't say experience a one-shot kill. I didn't finish the race. You can see they already started their driving. And Mr. Wang Huijing also have entered the competition phase. Which Nissan, who is also about to take off. In today's match, we emphasized once again, in such a desert, un-39 stage, many of the stages that Chinese drivers have already run on actually excellent opportunities were pursued. The great sand dunes are like playground for Nepalans. So whether he can catch up with the 21 points at home is a question. It's crucial to successfully surpass the Cavasso. Today is the key, and that's right. So dear friends, we also hope that all drivers can finish the race safely today. The pace is very fast, when today I have to say Rebecca has a unique way of sitting,
越来越受到朋友们的关注。
drives into the car and starts driving.
说实话，
You don't know,
都市化的高度集中，让大家可能
but his fans are very, very loyal. I've seen the same thing in many comment sections. As long as there's number 255, there will be me. Indeed, now I realize the entire racing environment, especially the traction aspect, is undergoing tremendous changes and attracting more attention from fans. To be honest, it's previously the high concentration of urbanization that has led to a certain amount of confusion and pressure in urban life. More and more people have fallen in love with self-driving cars because they can drive. On Sundays during holidays, they make their families, their loved ones, and go to distant
所以体会一次，你可以到新疆
places to experience the freedom and relaxation that comes with an open space. So there are indeed more and more people who like off-road driving. Mr. He has expressed my feelings, so do you. My particular reason for wanting to go to the desert is that I want to find a place with signals but no one around, where I can play while feeling completely quiet, surrounded by endless emptiness. The feeling of the desert is truly indescribable in words. So if you want to experience it, you can come to Xinjiang, Kashgar, or Matai Land to see the unique scenery here. More importantly, if you fall in love with the off-road driving and the sport, you can also find the best products here, which are serious products provided by GWM. You can choose from pickup, you can have an SUV too. It will be your faithful companion during driving, not leaving you stranded halfway. And indeed, everyone is welcome to pay more attention to today's stage, as the desert section of Makhatab is quite challenging. This is the second largest desert in the world and the largest desert in Asia, with vast areas of soft sand. So, my friends, what has been the outcome today? Will there be a turnaround?
没错，塔克拉玛干的沙漠温柔只留给
In fact, I'm also very excited today. Therefore, in area of Matagiti, I just talked about the Daolang culture with you. And hoping we can be gathered here, we hope the GWM group can continue to work hard and climb new heights. Now we'll meet again tomorrow at the same time. Let's get back to Baoding. Hello, welcome back to the Baoding live broadcast. You might have noticed that my current location is rather special. As you can see from the large characters behind me, I am now standing in the GWM Wind Tunnel Laboratory. The Wind Tunnel Laboratory has played an indispensable role in GWM's outstanding achievements at the Taklimakan Rally. Next, follow me to explore its in depth. So today, narrating while talking to bring a more detailed interpretation today, we want to have invited Mr. Li, director of the Wind Tunnel Laboratory. Hello everyone, welcome to the Wind Tunnel Laboratory. I am Mr. Li. As we can see, GWM operates nearly 100% professional laboratories. In response to the high temperature and extreme durability conditions of the Taklimakan Rally, what are the key specialized laboratories involved? What kinds of the pre-extreme verification and technical calibration have been carried out respectively? So, to tackle the challenges of high temperature, extreme durability at the Taklimakan Rally, our laboratories conduct several training in advance. First is a full environment powertrain laboratory. So it can simulate high and low temperatures as well as high altitude environments, mainly verifying the durability and reliability of the powertrain. In this laboratory, the engines and transmissions operate continuously under high loads to simulate the long-distance extreme conditions of the Taklimakan Rally stages, ensuring the powertrain will not break down midway. Second is the Environmental Wind Tunnel Laboratory, focusing on high-temperature testing. It stimulates the surface high temperature of over 70 degrees and intense sunlight in Taklimakan area. Here we conduct in advanced vehicle thermal management, engine heat dissipation, and high temperature power performance tests. There's only one goal to avoid high temperature power attenuation to engine overheat, enabling the vehicle to perform steadily in desert and Gobi deserts. So third, for sand and dusty conditions, we conduct two types of tests in the sand dust environment chamber and the other are non-paved roads. So in the sand dust test chamber mainly examines the dust resistance of the components and exposed parts such as vehicle lamp sensors, motors, chassis, electronic controls, and connectors of all undergo sand dust testing to evaluate their dust-proof rating and durability. Non-paved roads, composed of nature materials such as soil and sand and gravel, replicate the flying dust and sandstorms of the Taklimakan Rally. They test the vehicle's overall sealing performance, engine, compartment air intake, air conditioning and intake and exhaust, and dust resistance of chassis cavities. While calibrating the internal and external circulation logic, the goal is to prevent dust ingress, premature filter clogging, and dust accumulation in the interior. The fourth is the vehicle durability and the chassis suspension laboratory focusing on the durability testing. So it stimulates long-distance off-road loads such as Gobi gravel, path potholes, and continuous bumps encountered in the Taklimakan Rally. Fatigue and durability tests are performed in the chassis structure, suspension and shock absorption, brushings and connecting roads, the body rigidity. As a result, structures are strengthened in advance and suspension tuning is optimized, enabling the chassis to withstand continuous impacts. So, as you can see, you just mentioned the environmental wind tunnel laboratory. Could you briefly introduce its core capabilities? Yes, they are built with an investment of 300 million yuan. Our environmental wind tunnel laboratory is the first of its kind owned by a Chinese independent automaker. Its core capabilities can be summarized in three statements. So first, it can stimulate global extreme climates. The environmental wind tunnel laboratory can replicate environments for extreme cold of minus 40 degrees to extreme heat of 60 degrees, with humidity ranging from 5% to 95% RH. So whether the vehicle will operate in the icy northern regions or the hot and humid southern areas in the future, we can simulate these conditions in advance in the laboratory. And second is it can travel the world when standing still. The laboratory is equipped with a 75-inch chassis dynamometer, equivalent to a super treadmill. In normal driving, the vehicle moves while the air remains stationary. So using the car is driving on our huge treadmill. Using the principle of relative motion, the laboratory reverses this. The vehicle stays in place on the large treadmill while fans generate airflow moving at the same speed as the vehicle surrounding it. This allows the vehicle to reproduce the real feeling of highway driving without leaving the laboratory. And third, it creates strong winds and heavy precipitation. As mentioned, fans generate airflow. Our fans can produce hurricane force winds up to 250 kilometers per hour, providing real road flow fields for vehicles traveling at 250 kilometers per hour. In addition, the laboratory can accurately generate 5 types of rain and 4 types of snow. Whether it is downpours, drizzles, and heavy snowfalls, any required weather, we can be created. It is something the nature can't do it for us. We can have any weathers that we want for the experiment. And I've also noticed that there is a 3D model in our laboratory today. Could you explain the working principle based on this model? This is a scale model of the flow, channel, and test area of our environmental wind tunnel laboratory, reduced to a 1:30 ratio of the actual size. The gray loop-shaped section is the flow channel, which restricts airflow and directs wind to blow out from the nozzle. And the operating logic of the entire laboratory is as follows. First, the vehicles enter and exit through our movable corner. This is corner number 1, which consists of 2 components that we can move open to both sides respectively. The vehicle enters the test area and is fixed onto the chassis dynamometer, the large treadmill we mentioned earlier. The chassis dynamometer applies various resistance to simulate the vehicle's driving state on real roads. And with the road surface simulation in place, the next step is airflow simulation. The blue section inside the flow channel houses the fan and blades. And the conical section is the fairing. The fan serves as the power source for airflow. The motor inside fairing drives the blades to rotate. And then you can see the smoke flows moving trend is the moving route of the wind. And then it's the simulation intensities ranging from 300 watts per square meter to 1,200 watts per square meter. And previously, the World Meteorological Organization defined the Sahara Desert as having the greatest illumination intensity on Earth at 1,040 watts per square meter. This is to say we can simulate lightning intensity globally. In addition, the light signs on both sides can be rotated in certain angles to simulate lighting in different times of the day. Our aerodynamic and acoustic wind tunnel laboratory will soon be completed, and we welcome you to continue attention. So what's the difference between the aerodynamic and acoustic wind tunnel laboratory and the environmental wind tunnel laboratory? Their testing focus is different. So the environmental wind tunnel laboratory acts as a survival examiner for extreme environments. It mainly answers a fundamental yet critical question: can this vehicle operate reliably under various extreme climates? It can simulate extreme cold of -40 degrees, extreme heat of 60 degrees, as well as rain, snow, and intense solar radiation. It tests the vehicle's powertrain heat dissipation, air conditioning and cooling and heating, defrosting and defogging, and high-low temperature startup. In short, it verifies whether the vehicle can withstand cold, heat, and harsh weather conditions. It can assure the car can work efficiently under every condition. In addition, we also conduct cooling and heating experiments on our air conditioners to simulate the situation where vehicles are exposed to the sun in summer. After the vehicle has been left outdoors in the winter, we turn on the air conditioner to quickly bring in the cabin to a comfortable temperature, because we also have rainfall and snowfall. So in our wind tunnel laboratory, we're testing, can this car survive under cold and heat? And then there's mainly 2 questions we're trying to solve here. How how to make the car more quiet. The question is, how can we make the interior quieter? It mainly conducts two types of tests. The first one is the system performance testing, and the second is acoustic performance testing. By studying aerodynamics, our exterior shape of the vehicle is optimized to reduce wind resistance. Also, verification focus is directly increase the range by reducing the wind resistance and enhances quietness by eliminating the wind noise, pursuing excellence in the experimental quietly. So, in summary, the environmental wind tunnel is a climate challenge chamber that tests survival capability and functional reliability under extreme environments. And the aerodynamic and acoustic wind tunnel is a quiet quality refinement chamber that optimizes energy efficiency and sensory comfort during normal driving. So you having mentioned many laboratories just now. How many rounds of rigorous tests must a new vehicle undergo from development to a launch before being delivered to the consumers? To be honest, before handling over the vehicle keys to the users, we subject the car to a series of extreme tests. The first test takes place in the simulation and verification stage. Before the physical vehicle is manufactured, we conduct extensive simulation verification and analysis on computers. Through virtual simulation tests, we predict and optimize the vehicle's performance under extreme environments in advance, resolving many potential issues at the design stage. The second test is the bench test stage. So once the vehicle is built, it first undergoes intensive training in the laboratories. We possess a variety of domestically leading laboratories in addition to the environmental wind tunnel laboratory. We also have a safety crash laboratory, a 10-meter electromagnetic compatibility laboratory, a four-wheel drive semi-anechoic laboratory, and an intelligent interaction laboratory. These conduct quantitative, repeatable, and rigorous tests on body structure safety, electromagnetic capability, and quietness. The third one is the real-road testing. So there's also 3 layers of test here. First, it runs our own comprehensive test site close to home. We have built a self-owned proving ground in Xushui Baoding covering 1,700, includes 13 modules such as test tubes, dynamic squares, and urban squares, with over 100 types of typical characteristics old road surfaces, with a plus a 7.2 kilometer high-speed circular track. Every new model undergoes multiple rounds of durability tests here before the mass production. And then it travels like migratory birds to endure harsh conditions to test the vehicle's reliability under extreme environments. Our test team travels across China. In summer, we go to Turpan, the hottest region, to test the heat dissipation and air conditioning under the surface temperature of 70 degrees. In winter, we head to Heihe, the coldest area, to test the cold start and chassis electronic control system stability in ice and snow at -30 to -40 degrees. We also climbed the Taklimakan Mountains at an altitude of 5,000 meters to check if the vehicle suffers from altitude hypoxia. For off-road modules in particular, we conduct in-depth extreme testing and verification across 4 off-road scenarios, including snow, mud, sand, and mountainous terrain. Also, only after enduring such layers of rigorous trials from virtual simulation to reality and from laboratories to global extreme environments is a vehicle qualified for final delivery to users. Since laboratories can simulate extreme temperatures and humidity, can they fully replicate the combined conditions of high temperature and plus sand dust plus continuous bumps on the Taklimakan rally track? This question touches the core difference between laboratory testing and real track testing. Although laboratory test conditions are precise and controllable, but with the advantage of repeatable test settings, reproducible fault phenomena, and the ability to identify root causes through repeated testing, the conditions are usually single factor. For example, the environmental wind tunnel can generate 60-degree high temperature, 250 kilometers per hour hurricanes, and various rain and snow conditions. High-altitude laboratories can simulate low-pressure hypoxia above 5,000 meters, and other laboratories can replicate sand and dust. However, no laboratory can reproduce the combined working conditions to the Taklimakan rally track, 70-degree surface high temperature, plus flying sand and dust, plus continuous jumping impact, plus sustained high loads for over a dozen hours. Therefore, after our vehicles pass all laboratory tests, they must still undergo real-world challenges and compete against extreme conditions. Furthermore, some systems coordination defects only emerge under extreme combined conditions. Our logic simple is we do not let users discover problems during daily use. Instead, we drive out issues in real environments and extreme tracks. It quickly collects data and feeds feedback to improve the product. So the 10,000s of kilometers, indeed, but also have a question which is also very curious. As the person in charge of the laboratory, how do you understand the laboratory is the first test of mass-produced cars and a tour at the last road test? The laboratory is the first test for mass-produced vehicles, and the final road test is at the Huan Tower, and I think what is resolved at the laboratory stage is, can it be poured out? Can its power system withstand extreme temperatures? And can the chassis withstand fatigue loads? And can the battery pass safety certifications? Well, whether he can go to the laboratory to verify is prerequisite. So actually, after understanding so much, I think we should also have the reason to confident and look forward to the good results. And let's say a few words together in front of the camera, okay? So GWMs, continue, keep up.
GWM, go with more. GWM, go with more. GWM, go with more. GWM, go with more.